Hey trappers, Dale Billingsley here, Billingsley Brand Lures. So what I wanted to talk to you about today was the difference and the variation in a coyote's diet throughout the summertime. Basically expanding more on the idea of using fruit and corn and those kind of things that you find in a coyote's diet as those things ripen and come along. I think that it's a lot of information here that is maybe misconstrued a little bit. I don't think guys grasp the idea of just how much of fruit and vegetables and things like that in the coyote diet is actually in a coyote's diet. I can remember being a kid, at home there and trying to raise watermelons down on the creek, and very seldom ever being able to harvest one because of the coyotes and the deer. Coon got their fair share of it as well, but boy, I'm telling you, them coyotes really work hard on them melons, especially watermelons and muskmelons, honeydews in fact also. So let's kind of get into that just a little bit. It's a proven fact, scientific fact, that canines crave sugar, but they don't get it very often. So their best place to get it is from the fruits and the vegetables that are coming ripe as they go along through their life cycle. And those fruits seem to hold the most attraction to them after they've gone past ripe and hit the ground. Okay, that's when they're at their strongest smell. That's when they have the highest sugar content. And it's not uncommon to see drunk coons stumbling around from eating been in somebody's grape arbor. In fact, I've raised coon as pets and had them get into people's grape arbors, and neighbors call me and say, "Hey, you got an awful sick coon down here. You probably ought to come get him," and get down there and that coon be swole up that big around, from eating rotten sour grapes and just drunker than all get out, and just a sick coon. Well, coyotes no different. They're eating fruit as it ripens throughout the season. You see them a lot of times. You'll find their droppings that have got, blackberry, raspberry seeds in them. Plums, especially, they love wild plums as they become ripe. Apple seeds, it's not uncommon to see these things. So these are some of the things that you need to keep in mind, especially if you're working ADC and you're working on summertime coyotes. It's amazing. Guys would absolutely go bonkers with the information if they knew just exactly how much field corn and how much sweet corn is in a coyote's diet when that stuff is in the milk stage and turning ripe. They eat a tremendous amount of corn. Go to your feedlots. Go to where they're feeding cattle, and then find those coyote droppings that are close there and see how much corn is in that coyote dropping. They're out there eating that sweet feed. They're getting the sugar from the molasses that's mixed into the sweet feed. Well, of course, they're picking up the oats and the corn with it. So, I think guys are maybe missing out some things by not taking full advantage of a coyote's diet at that time of year. They're big on fruits. They're big on vegetables. It's just there's a whole plethora of things that a coyote will eat. And I think sometimes as trappers and as bait and lure makers as well, we miss on that. We don't tune into that as much as what we should. And I think we're missing the boat there a lot of times, guys. Like I said, it's proven fact. Canines crave sugar. In fact, I've got a study that they did, and I've got the formula in there from where they used to use plaster Paris, beeswax, mixed with sugar to dip their old cyanide guns, the old M44s, heads in to make the bait more palatable to the coyote and make him want to bite and pull in order to set the cyanide off in his mouth. And that was done clear back in the 30s and 40s is when that was brought about. So I think sometimes we're missing the boat there, guys. I think we really need to pay a little more attention and slow down a little bit and look a little closer to the coyote's diet. Bill Nelson always said, if you want to catch one, you got to think like him, you got to act like him, you got to smell like him. Well, that goes all into the whole cycle of the year. Different times of the year, you need to be concentrating to different places, different locations, and different baits, different lures, different smells, in order to catch those coyotes. So, guys, I know this was a short little quick video. There's not a lot to it, but I think there is a lot of information there should you choose to use it and study up on it. I think that a lot of guys would do a lot better if they would stop and actually study some of these things, go back through the annals of history and see what was being used back then. They'd find out that, you know, it's not really new information just because it's new to you. So, guys, I appreciate everything you've done for the channel. If you would please hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and that notification bell. It means so much to me, and I appreciate it so much. Once again, guys, this is Dale Billingsley with another one. Signing out.